Welcome back, everybody. This is Ethan from 115 Gaming, and we are back at it with another gameplay analysis video. Right here, I've got our second gameplay video queued up here. This is titled The Bathroom Breach, or Day 1 of Playing Defenders Until I Get Good. So that title should be some indication of how this game is going to go if you haven't watched the gameplay video already. So I'm going to be going through this game. I'm going to be commenting and analyzing on the gameplay as it goes along. And I just wanted to give a forewarning that this gameplay was captured about a month ago. And so a month ago, Jack and I were still getting out of our rusty phase a little bit, and I think we're both a lot better at the game now than we were when we recorded these gameplay videos. Unfortunately, we haven't really been able to play again since that month. We've only been able to play like once or twice. I've been able to play a bunch, but so this is from a month ago, back when the same night we filmed the Bloodbath, and so we're still kind of in that headspace. I think this is a better game. We don't make as many mistakes in this game as we did in the first game, except for me, because I am still not the best at defense, as we will see in this video. Defense is definitely my weaker spot. And so I've been working on that ever since this video. And so let's just go ahead and get into it. And before we actually get into it, I just want to throw up, boom, this map right here. This is a breakdown that I've put together of the full consulate map. I've put room names across all the rooms, so that way, in case we have other glitches like we had in our last gameplay analysis video where my mouse isn't working, I can point out some of the names specifically so that I can more specifically talk about what's going on and hopefully improve the quality of the commentary and analysis of the game. So hopefully that should actually make the video go a lot better. So firstly, I just kind of want to comment on the setup. The first thing I just want to point out is that, funnily enough, Jack messed up his setup on attack here. He's the attacker, I'm the defender. He's running Sledge, Thermite, Ash, IQ, and Blitz. And I'm running Jaeger, Pulse, Castle, Smoke, and Mute. And firstly, Jack forgot to put his Overwatch tokens down on the board. So, could have really come to bite him in the back if I had decided to kind of run outside and get a good angle on him. Luckily, it doesn't really affect anything, but just a reminder, as the attacker, you also start Overwatched on the side of the map. And clearly on his setup here, he's set up outside of Spiral Stairs, Bathroom, and the main stairs, and clearly he's going to go for a straight shot push right down those two lanes. And what's really good about this setup for Jack specifically is that he's going down these three lanes on this right side of the board here. And what's cool about this is that he can feasibly either hit the meeting room bomb site or the console office bomb site. And I don't know which one he's actually going for. It looks like maybe he's going for the console office, but he can so easily rotate in that middle lane between the two over to the meeting room bomb site that I don't really know which one he's going to go for. And that was kind of Jack's purpose, as you can see as the game plays out, is that he's trying to feint me. He wants me to think that he's going for console office, and he's going to switch over to meeting room office, the meeting room site, later in the game. So you can see my setup here. I have pretty much left admin offices completely open. I've just lost too many defenders trying to take that room. But you'll notice that I left this one token right here in the break room. Now, this is a mistake that I want to point out. As you can see, this token here in the break room, that is a decoy token, so it doesn't really end up mattering all that much. But the problem is that I left it there to keep Jack because I didn't want him to enter through the copy room. Now, Jack doesn't end up through the copy room, and what I should have done, what I wanted to do later in the game, is rotate out that token so it's holding another line of sight and causing Jack to doubt himself as to where the real smoke is. Unfortunately, decoy tokens can't destroy anything, and as you notice, in the break room and in the copy room, everything is barricaded up or surrounded by soft walls. So once Jack decided not to come through admin or the copy room, that token is useless, and it's not providing any time wasting or utility wasting actions on Jack's part for him to defeat this. It's just sitting there, and it sits there for the whole rest of the game and doesn't do anything. So try and keep your tokens away from spots where they're not actually doing anything. In order to keep Jack from coming straight to the admin up to the entryway spot, I did put another smoke entryway Overwatch token right there in admin. I'm hoping that'll keep him from going into admin, which it does, and I want to keep that entryway spot for myself if I need to rotate. Finally, I've got two people posted up in the lobby, two people posted up in the meeting room, just holding down any angles and lines of sight, just depending on where Jack decides he's going to go. The cool thing about this lobby overwatching setup is that not only am I watching both the doors from into the main stairs, but I'm also watching the kitchen and the console front desk room. And if the soft wall gets opened up in meeting room, I'm also having that pulse there also watch the meeting room. I've only got one operator in console office, which could be a problem. Who knows? We'll see. And the key thing here, the reason that we titled this one the bathroom breach, is this Jaeger token right here in the bathroom. Now my thought here with this Jaeger token is that if Jack decides to come in through the bathroom in this window or through the spiral stairs in this window, I can open up this soft wall and hold both of those windows with one operators is what ends up happening. Alright, so that's the setup out of the way. Let's go ahead and get into round one.
Round one, 5 minutes, go. Okay. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna activate Ash. Ash is gonna use.
Alright, activates Ash first up.
Breaching round to. She's not gonna ignore that first barricade. She's gonna destroy this barricade and this barbed wire. With her action.
So uses the destroy action to clear out 2 utility and 1 action with Ash, which is pretty good use for her.
Drone out.
And then an immediate drone, which is good.
Right.
So immediately, he's immediately destroying both utility, and he is going to get instant intel on Jaeger, which is good. That's what you want to use drones for.
Okay, and then so for her other movement action, she's going to go. What am I standing on the upstairs access? Isn't he? That was smart of me to do. She's gonna move there.
So this is key. You know, he wants Ash near those 2 sites, but notice how he doesn't just leave her in front of the window, because then I could get an easy shot on her. So good play by there. He clears the utility, he gets the drone, but then he moves Ash out of the way.
Use a destroy action on this double barricade window, not one of his specials, just a regular destroy action. Yep. And he's gonna move 1, 2.
Jack's sledge play is really good here. Notice how he's got, you know, these 2 squads going down these lanes, but Sledge is this lone wolf kind of distraction that's really going to throw me off later in the game. So even though it's good to clump your operators close together, sometimes it can also be good to have an operator just act as a distraction somewhere else on the map, to have to force the defender to divvy up his forces.
I am... Nope, I'm not going to throw it to you. Never mind. I just realized why I shouldn't. Alright, and then my last activation is going to be Blitz.
Blitz.
Blitz is going to take a destroy action on this window. And then Blitz is going to 1, 2 move into the room. He will be located.
Okay, the camera.
And he's going
to... so Blitz moves into spiral stairs, Sledge moved into main stairs.
He's actually going to move
Blitz is located, Sledge is not.
There.
And
then he will take
Jack, noticing the soft wall, moved Blitz behind that pillar in spiral stairs so that he can keep Blitz safe. Good positioning. Because I would have shot him.
So with 2 minutes.
So notice after the activation how he doesn't leave any of his operators open for me to get a free shot. He moved Blitz out of the way and he kept his other guys out of the site. He didn't rush them in, so he's taking his time. So unless I want to get outside, there's not much I could do.
Oh, and you know, you haven't used any throwables yet, have you? So
I have not.
So I could have pulled Jaeger out of the window if I wanted to get a free shot, because Jack didn't overwatch his operators, so I definitely could have. But I instead decided to hold the line.
I'm going to throw a pepper grenade at this wall right here.
Oh, that's very smart. Okay,
Yeah,
that's smart.
That's the whole reason I went here.
I wondered, when you moved right here, I was like, well, I'm just going to move Thermite in and shoot him through the wall.
No. Yeah. Sorry, the timer is messing with me. Yeah, so he's going to throw and then continue to overwatch. Okay, sorry, that's literally all I want to do. And then I am going to...
So the goal with the Jaeger there is to keep him from entering either of those windows, because I can watch that whole line. And it does stall Jack a little bit. Ultimately, though, because he used his tactical inventory, he was able to counter me pretty good there. I mean, it did waste a couple rounds, so I guess that is... So it did work, kind of.
Wow. Alright. So who did you activate?
Just Jaeger.
Oh, so you're going to lose an activation, right?
Yeah, but I'm...
So the key thing is here is, even though he does ultimately beat me here,
Feeling cocky. Alright.
I did waste 1 to 2 rounds on him trying to just kill that Jaeger.
So I got...
Which is good. That's the goal of the defender. You want to waste time.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can see Jack is having to waste a lot of time trying to figure out how to beat Jaeger.
Thermite's going to move here. Well... I definitely see why you did what you did. Okay, Thermite's gonna move here. He will throw a flashbang into this.
I would like to clear up a rules mishap here. So the way Jack ultimately counters Jaeger is he uses a flash grenade. Unfortunately, flash grenades do not affect everyone in the whole room like Blitz's ability does. It has to be on the target space or adjacent spaces, and from that window space into bathroom, he actually couldn't see the spaces with Jaeger, so this is actually a rules mess up on our part. Jack shouldn't be able to stun Jaeger without getting into the room. So that probably would have changed the game up a lot if he had tried to get in the room and stun him first. So just keep that in mind, that he could not use that flash grenade in that scenario.
IQ is going to move 1, 2, so you will get a riposte against me.
Just 2 yellows, though.
And because of this mess up where, we think I'm stunned, it's really going to affect my setup here with Jaeger. Jaeger could have used his full gun.
Still gonna die?
We would have been in a much different spot here.
Nope, nothing.
Okay,
That's the first time
to shoot you.
Okay, that's the first time stun has really.
That's usually you get 1 damage or 2.
Yeah.
All right, then IQ is gonna shoot you, and at 7+, which you're at, because I counted, she gets a red and 2 oranges.
So now we're going to get a little shoot off. Unfortunately, though, for me, IQ is not stunned.
2 damage.
So
I will reroll that. Burning at turn 1 isn't awesome, but that was really.
It does force Jack to use his reroll token. So
Yep.
I think the Jaeger placement was good, but
Pretty good, and then I will also shoot at you.
so Jaeger gets another repost from bathroom into spiral stairs on IQ.
Oh, great flashbang.
Yeah, I figured it would come into a lot of handy.
3 damage. 3 damage is actually pretty good for a stunned operator. And this is why I talked about my attacker gadgets. I don't love the flashbang grenade because while it does help him in his pushing his Jaeger here in the bathroom,
-2.
Jaeger still gets 3 damage on IQ.
I'll keep the timer paused
Which-
for a second. If you
So they're unreliable
roll,
because he still gets to roll dice.
does he still get the benefits of life cover from
So-
a throwable item?
I'm not saying the flashbang grenades are completely useless, I just think they're less reliable than something like a breaching charge or a frag
I
grenade.
don't think so either,
chance.
but I want to clear
Because
that
the stunned
before I-
doesn't take away his ability to shoot, it just kind of depowers his dice, but you can still roll 4 damage on 2 yellow.
Depends on, if you're throwing it on his
Well, though I guess if you're stunned and you're shooting at someone
That's
behind
what I
cover,
think,
that's
but-
pretty good.
okay.
So
So then I will
definitely
use
get behind
my
cover
frag to,
if you're using a
I'll throw that at
flashbang
him for
grenade.
a 2 yellow.
So Jack here is using a frag grenade
roll blank, I can't.
to finish the gunfight here because he didn't quite kill
2! Just
Very
Jaeger.
enough.
Dude, that was dope. Okay.
Yeah, maybe, I mean,
Oh,
look that up later.
I can use my Jaeger thing when you throw it.
Yeah.
When you throw the grenade, I can just cancel it.
I guess that's
Yeah. Jaeger is able to cancel the frag
I don't
grenade
have
with
an
one of his
extra
charges,
action,
so it's going to keep him alive for just a little bit longer. 0.
Miss.
And it whip. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Again, so the
that
flashbang grenade
means
is useless. I mean, right there, obviously, like, I wasn't able to finish IQ, which sucks, but I probably should have used my reroll token there to get a kill. Honestly, should have just used it to get a kill. So that might be a mistake on my part.
Wave.
Why is
Because I
it
just
not-
needed 1 more damage on IQ.
Because it's like. Okay, I'm going to activate pose, and I'm going to go and reveal this pulse upstairs. I know. Ridiculous.
Classic. Putting pulse upstairs.
He's going to drop down right here. And. Oh, wait, I can't shoot through red walls, can I?
That's correct. There was a little bit of another rules miss up here on my part,
Let me double check.
and I think I get a shoot action through the fortified wall here. Not allowed to do that. So for future reference, you are not allowed to shoot through a fortified wall.
Heavy protection.
1, 2, then shot. He's going to move back upstairs.
This is another rules thing we got cleared up. We used to think that you could move downstairs and move back upstairs in the same turn. You are not allowed to. If you change floors either to upper or lower in the game, then you cannot go back to that floor position. So if you go upstairs in a single turn, you're not allowed to go back downstairs in the same turn. And if you go downstairs in the same turn, you're not allowed to go back upstairs. So the rules mess up there. Yeah. So this is ultimately a problem.
Round.
So that's the end of round. Let's go and pause it here. So a couple of rules mess ups, which is just normal. All right, I mean that's just obviously how it works, because you just can't remember every rule, especially with the timer going on. Now I want to call out this moment really quick before we go into the positions of the next round. Is that you'll notice that I had 3 operator activations there, and I did not use them because I thought, well, I just want to keep my operators where they are. I want to hold lines of sight. Something that I've learned since this game with defenders, and I wish I would have included it in our defender guide, is that I think as much as possible, it's always a good idea to constantly be repositioning your tokens and decoy tokens into different positions. instead of just leaving them where they are, even if they're holding a good line of sight, because if you're repositioning your tokens a lot, it instills more doubt in the attacker as to where your real operator actually is. And because I'm just kind of leaving my tokens around, it kind of gives good intel to the attackers. So, for instance, that castle token in lobby, I'm just kind of leaving it there, which, by the way, is so close to Sledge and Sledge's action, and I think that clues Jack off to realize, okay, probably that's not the real castle, right? Because if it was the real castle and Sledge was that close, and knowing the attacker's initiative, I would move that castle token away. And so what I should have done is I should have repositioned these tokens. I should have moved that castle token in the lobby. I maybe should have rearranged my token in the console office. Just anything to throw Jack off his feet. Maybe move that smoke token from downstairs, right, to fill up another sight line, something like that, right? Unfortunately, I just kind of keep my tokens where they are. And that's something I've learned since this game, is that you want to be moving them around because it instills doubt in the attacker. Because if you're moving all your tokens around, it really makes him think, wow, he's trying to defend all these tokens, so they all seem like real viable positions. I know that I got that away. It's round 1 down, and we can look at the positions here, and clearly Jack is in a much better position. He's got more map control. He's already controlling the main stairs and the spiral stairs because he was able to flashbang me, which technically was a rules mess up, but we go with it because that's just how it works. I'm not able to get good reposts on him. The only operator he has outside of the map is Ash. Because he has initiative, IQ is going to be able to shoot Jaeger before Jaeger can do anything, which is unfortunate. That light cover's not really going to protect him. So once Jaeger goes down, this entire top row of these 3 lanes, main stairs, bathroom, and spiral stairs, Jack is just going to have complete control over. And now he can go into the console front desk, and he can switch between either the meeting room bomb site or the console office bomb site. Pretty much, I don't quite realize it yet, but this is already Jack's game. He's already playing with me because he has the control now, already in round 2. You do not want the attackers to have control in round 2. You want the attackers to still be droning out and scoping things out, at least until round 2, ideally until round 3. Like, it'd be cool if you could delay all the attackers getting map control until round 3, forcing them to take it slower. Unfortunately, that's not what I did here. I kind of put all my hopes on the Jaeger bathroom spot, which isn't really going to work out. He's going to be able to move Ash in, and now he's going to have his full roster of characters in the map, and not only just in the map, but able to switch between either bomb site he wants. So I'm going to have to keep my tokens where they are instead of moving them around after this round, because I don't know which one he's going to go to. And if I move a token away from one bomb site, he can rotate to the other. So, and he's still got that wild card Sledge going down the middle lane, going down the main stairs, lobby, and meeting room lane to distract me even more. So Jack is in a great position here. I am not in a great position. And once again, there's that mute or smoke token sitting in the break room that is not doing anything. I can't rotate that token around anywhere to hold a line of sight and waste Jack's time because it can't move out. It's all barricaded up in soft walls. Never put your tokens in a spot like that. All right, let's go into round 2.
Okay, well, my first round 2 activation is going to be IQ.
Yeah. Now he's going to finish off Jaeger before Jaeger can do anything. Which takes
bad.
away one of Jaeger's actions too. It's just brutal.
What is it? 2
damage.
Yeah. There goes Jaeger. Would have been different if Jaeger wasn't flashed. I think because he wasn't allowed to be flashed, I actually think Jaeger would have been able to hold that line of sight a lot longer. But hey man, you know, whatever. You just kind of take it and move on, you know?
Yeah, and then that's just one action to find out. So Sledge is going to move forward. He's going to take his tactical breaching hammer. So he destroys this first.
So Jack using Sledge's tactical breaching hammer to breach into the lobby, and he's able to move in. And if that was the real castle, he would have been able to shoot castle point blank and probably kill him. So whether that was a token or the real character, I should have moved that token. So he couldn't. I should have forced him to have to like drone out to figure out that token spot and waste a whole turn. Now Sledge in one turn has moved all the way to the middle of the lobby and taken out a decoy token in one go and revealing the real character. And he has now gained map control on the lobby, which is watching into the console front office. So just a bad play on my part. I should have moved that token and it would have wasted more of his time. So using Pulse's action to locate and then shoot at Sledge without being reposted.
Yeah. Only 2 red, so I'm feeling okay about it. 4 damage.
1 damage.
Just 1 damage. Oof.
Yeah, that's fine. Damage. And
Okay, damaging him a little bit, keeping him on his toes. That's one thing in this game is I do damage a lot of his operators, which is only a small consolation.
He moved, shot.
Oh,
Finish his move in Overwatch.
ended up right where he began.
Right where he began, yes.
So this is a key mistake in this game, is
1, 2.
with Thermite upstairs looking at straight stairwell right there with the entryway hatch. Castle was the thing keeping Jack from pushing Thermite down the straight stairs, and the moment I moved Castle away from that sight line, it completely opened up the meeting room bomb site, and Thermite was able to breach into straight stairs and just run straight into the meeting room and kill Smoke. Really unfortunate, but also that was the key to Jack's fate, right? Is that he psyched me out and made me think that he was hard committing to the console office, when really he's in the position to hit either side. So the moment I rotated Castle away, it allowed Jack to be able to go into the meeting room. He was able to rotate and he was able to feint me out, which is it's just a great play on his part. And it worked.
Blitz is going to go 1, 2, 3. He's going to destroy this barricade. And then 4, 5, and he will set
So
up
Blitz moves from spiral stairs into the console front desk room, and he establishes Overwatch. So now, with Sledge overwatching lobby and Blitz overwatching front desk, he has complete map control on this bottom half of the map here. I mean, my defenders cannot rotate anywhere along the main stairs because that one's hatched up, or the lobby and front desk. So my operators are now effectively completely stuck where they are in these bottom 3 rooms. And there's almost no way for me to even get into the console office, except through the console closet. But with 2 operators, attacking operators upstairs, I don't want to drop an operator down into the console closet.
To destroy this reinforced access right there.
I'd also like to point out that if Jack blows up the reinforced access with Thermite's explosion going through partitions, he is also able to destroy that bulletproof camera.
Well, I do have initiative, so.
And that red fortified wall right next to. So everything in that 3x3 AoE should be breached. So that red wall and that bulletproof camera and that hatch.
He's going to drop down to here, and he will lean. And then Overwatch. He lost.
Alright, so that was the end of round, so let's go ahead and look at the position here. Man, at this point I'm realizing it's brutal, and there's almost no shot for me to take this back, unless I play really well. I have got 4 operators, and he's got 5, but what Jack has that I don't is map control. And he's got knowledge. He already pretty much knows that mute token in the break room is fake, and that mute is in the console office, so Jack has all the intel he needs. He's got Ash upstairs, he knows I have Pulse upstairs, so he's got rotation pathways, and you notice that all of his operators are spaced out from spiral stairs to front desk to lobby and straight stairs. He can take 2 to 3 operators to any side room he wants. I know I've said that multiple times, but he can literally rotate anywhere he wants. So not only do I have no idea where he's going to push, but the moment I can't move any of my operators away from their rooms, because the moment I move them away, he can hard commit to another site. So I'm in a terrible position. And even if I wanted to rotate, even if I could rotate, I can't, because he has operators watching every single rotation room. He's got Thermite watching straight stairs. He's got Sledge watching lobby. He's got Blitz watching front desk. He's got IQ up in the spiral stairs who can come down and back up Blitz. And he's got Ash upstairs to drop down either into the meeting room stairwell, which is why I can't reorient Smoke's Overwatch, or into the console closet stairwell, which is why I have to keep mute where he is. So I am forced to keep all of my operators where they are. The only one that I have that can help me is Pulse. And so we'll see what I do with Pulse. Let's continue the game.
Yeah. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3. He'll use his action here. I'll go ahead and pause the timer.
Now, great use of Sledge's action. He's going to be able to breach that wall, move from lobby into the meeting room, and shoot point blank at Smoke before Smoke can even do anything. So Smoke doesn't even get to use his smokes, which is just unfortunate.
I was looking at this thing right here. You fainted me.
And if I had kept Castle where he was, not only would I have kept Thermite from going down into straight stairs, but I would have kept Sledge from doing that action, because Castle would be able to repost against Sledge here and kill him, and continue to hold straight stairs and the lobby. But unfortunately, moving Castle away has completely opened up a pincer push from Sledge and Thermite there. And now, Castle can't actually move back in, because Sledge is going to be able to
And you will
Overwatch. Because remember, Sledge's hammer action is all one action, so he's able to breach, move, and shoot in one go, leaving him room to
now I'm gonna
Overwatch.
activate.
Completely cuts me off from the meeting room site.
Resume my
And now I'm
time.
realizing I'm pretty much royally screwed.
There, watching that. Yeah, I'm just gonna Overwatch. It's only round 2, right? 3? Round 3?
So Thermite's sitting in the front of straight stairs.
Alright, so now it's
The cool thing about that line is now he's
4
keeping
minutes.
Pulse, who's upstairs, from running down through that connector room in front office, through the straight stairs into meeting room, which is my one shot at getting a smoke.
I think what I'm gonna do is drop Pulse here. 1.
So I dropped Pulse down the only sterile token. If I had, oh man, if I had been watching, okay, let me just pause right here. I think this is the first time I'm noticing this. So I was so focused on trying to take back meeting room because he has operators in there, but he hasn't even flipped the bomb token yet, so I don't actually have a rush. I'm just realizing I could have dropped Pulse into spiral stairs. I could have probably finished off IQ with a Nitro Cell because she only had 1 health left, and then I could have shot Blitz and killed 2 operators in one go. Instead, I got Tunnel Vision, looking at the bomb site, even though I had plenty of time. I could have killed his 2 operators, basically cutting him off from console office, and then I could have moved mute over, now knowing that site is safer, I could have mute over to the meeting room. So always be aware, don't get tunnel vision, right, like I did here, looking at Thermite in the straight stairs. Look at other options. Are there other operators whose positions are weak? Like Blitz is weak. If I just drop down to the stairs, that's 1 shoot action, he's dead. And then 1 Nitro Cell and IQ is dead, right? And then I could have moved away so Ash wouldn't be able to drop down and shoot me. I could have killed 2 operators in one go with Pulse if I had stopped getting tunnel vision and I had looked at all my options and seen the entryway spot in spiral stairs.
I am going to locate Thermite with this action.
And I'm going to be honest, right here, I have now been thoroughly tilted and I am not really acting well. Locating Thermite here with Pulse doesn't do anything. And it leaves him completely vulnerable to Ash behind. I should have at least Overwatched behind me to keep Ash from dropping down the stairs. I don't know what I was thinking.
I think I'm just going to turn it back to you, honestly. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Alright, who I got left? Blitz and
I think messing up that Pulse play officially seals the deal. Maybe if I had dropped down and killed IQ and Blitz, I would have a decent chance. But I think at this point, giving the round to Jack and letting him just kill Pulse with Asher behind, I mean, I've sealed the deal on this one. That's it.
And honestly, I think IQ is going to go upstairs. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know how I did not see IQ.
About that castle move.
And then
This is what happens when you get tilted in 6 Siege, to be a lesson. As you can tell, this game was not my game in any way. I don't know, honestly, rewatching this like 3-4 weeks later, I'm actually kind of ashamed. I don't know what I was thinking during this game.
I don't wanna.
Well, I wasn't thinking.
Man, I think, honestly, whatever. I'm in a bad position. I'm just going to lead Castle and see if I can survive.
So instead of just moving in, I think my one okay play here is leaning Castle out. So, which allows me to take heavy cover while I shoot at Sledge. And because I damaged Sledge once with smoke earlier, he's able to die. I mean, I think I rolled enough to kill him in Castle's 1 roll anyway, so...
Nice.
Lean shot, then I think the best shot. I know he's going to get flanked from behind with Blitz, but he is going to watch.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I was able to clear out the room, but I also know that Jack has smoke grenades, so he's going to be able to cover up that Overwatch with Castle anyway. And I also know that Blitz can come in from behind and kill Castle, or can just go into the room with Mute if he wanted to try that. I don't know.
I lost 1.
So we're now in round 4. Alright, so let's pause for post-round analysis. So the game is slightly in my favor, but really not. And here's why. Because I know that in admin, Ash or IQ are going to be able to drop down in the admin hatchway, and they're going to be able to shoot Pulse from behind. I should have maneuvered Pulse better. In fact, I think I should have just kept Pulse upstairs and should have saved him to be able to drop straight into the meeting room once I cleared it out with Castle, but I wasn't thinking. So Pulse, I know Pulse is about to die, and there's nothing I can do about it because the attackers have initiative. I know that Jack is going to be able to throw a smoke grenade from straight stairs into meeting room, so my Castle Overwatch is going to do much. And I also know that Blitz has the option to break the barricade, go into the waiting room, and destroy Castle from behind. My only hope now is to be able to, once Blitz moves down the console front desk, is to move my mute token from console office and take out Blitz and hopefully reestablish Overwatch in meeting room. But once Pulse goes down, it's going to be 2 against 4, and there's just not much I can do.
Okay, IQ's gonna drop down here. I'm sure you saw this coming.
Oh yeah.
So 1.
Yep, and there's nothing I can do with Pulse.
2,
Oh, man.
3.
And here's the thing, if I had Overwatch behind him because the attackers have initiative, Thermite could just move in from straight stairs and shoot him. So, moving Pulse down there instead of down the spiral stairway, hatchway, it was just an absolute travesty. And now Thermite can move in, throw a smoke grenade, flip the token.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's gonna throw a smoke bomb.
And if Jaeger was still alive, I could cancel that smoke bomb.
And
Smoke grenade.
I'm gonna go ahead and flip the bomb.
Yep.
And Thermite
then
flips the
move
bomb.
him, let's see, I moved him 1, 2,
You won't be able to Overwatch.
3, 4. He's gonna
And he moves Thermite. Okay, so he moves. This is an interesting play by Jack, actually.
Ash and
He
I'm gonna go ahead.
He moves in and flips the token, and then he moves out instead of establishing Overwatch. And then he passes the round. So not sure.
Then she went back upstairs.
I know he can't Overwatch. I mean, I guess he can Overwatch, so he's moving his operator out of an easy shot. So that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
But he should have activated a third operator. All right, so
My bad.
yeah, so obviously I put up some text to explain this during the gameplay. But basically, what I learned is that Castle can unlean, move in, and flip the bomb token. And what I said, I was thinking about the video game, and I said, oh, if I flip the bomb token, I will immediately win the game. So there's been I've been hearing some conflicting things about this ruling, because if we pull up the mission guide wording, it's a little unclear. So JB, I know you're watching this video. If you could answer in the comments definitively down below, that would be great. If you haven't already done it in the gameplay video. But when I had a meeting with you on Skype, you said that flipping the bomb token, immediately the defenders would win if they rearmed the bomb. But then also later in the Discord, you said that if you flip it back up, then you keep playing the game until the end of the 5th round. So I don't know which one it is. I've heard both that you can keep flipping the bomb token back and forth, but I've also heard that once the defenders reflip the token, that you automatically win. In this game, we went with the defenders will automatically win ruling, because that's how it is in the video game, so we just went with that. But JB, if you can clear up that confusion down below, that would be great. So maybe this is a little bit of, good sportsmanship ruining the game here. If I had decided to, I could have just walked in and flipped the bomb token and immediately won anyway. But I knew that Jack wasn't thinking about that, and so I went ahead and let him activate a third operator to be able to cover the bomb token. So
yeah,
could have stabbed Jack in the. I don't know if it would be stabbing Jack in the back. I mean, it's just 1v1, but. I just feel like that wouldn't have been a very fun conclusion, me just walking in and reflipping the token. So
even if
I let him activate a third operator.
Or deactivated it, you wouldn't win the game. So
no, like that's all I have to do to win. Is just
just remove that. Okay, that makes. All right, so now I'm gonna switch it to you.
Okay, so I am going to unlean and then move into
The smoke.
square, and I'm gonna throw a nitro cell right here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, hit me with that nitro cell.
So
You
that's
could
2
kill me.
arrows. I could. And I still got a reroll token if I remember. Did I already use it? I don't think I did.
3 damage.
Should be a real token here.
Risk it. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and reroll.
I'd also like to talk about this thing. We also learned that in the reroll token, you are allowed to keep a die roll and reroll the rest. So I probably could have killed Ash here and flipped the bomb
I did not
token.
realize as soon as you reflip the bomb token, you
Mess
win.
up on my
I would not
part.
have done that. I don't know why I thought you could, like, that didn't mean you won. That's my bad.
No, you're
Alright,
good.
go ahead.
I'm gonna Overwatch right here.
Smart. Alright, so then your last operator
I'm
is...
gonna hold until the next round.
Okay, Blitz is gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I mean, I figured.
Destroy this barricade for 1 action. 5.
I'm in the gas up play, so
Yeah, I can't see you.
yeah.
His other action is just gonna be to destroy this camera, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna do that. Okay, cool.
2,
Oh well, yeah. Then Blitz is gonna get hit.
and then I'm gonna run and oh, it's the real mute.
I can't believe it.
What a shocking revelation. I'm gonna shoot Blitz.
Okay.
So,
Come on, Blitz.
But now
Right
Mute
cover.
is
Come on, use that
vulnerable
shield,
from the
buddy.
spiral stairs
Use
as Ruro
that
token.
shield.
It's not looking great. I probably should have saved my rule for here. Because I'm gonna whiff this, watch.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going into the final round, overtime round here, and let's just survey the damage. I know Mute is going to die because he can drop IQ down to the spiral staircase into Ruro token. I know that Castle is going to die because Ash is going to be able to get a shot before Castle can even do anything, and that's going to be game. The attacker's initiative is what's going to give Jack this game. I cannot do anything. If somehow Jack whiffed his attack roll, which he won't, if he did, then maybe it would be different because Castle would get a repost, and maybe he could go and refill the bomb token, but then he could just move Thermite in. So it's basically game at this point.
I think we've both been doing some different stuff than usual. So.
Okay, so now I start. I mean, I'm gonna activate Ash. First thing. Is that it? That's it.
And that's game. Obviously, not my best game. Probably way worse even than the Bloodbath, and I hope you see why. So I would like to think that my games have gotten better in general, especially ever since we started making videos. But also I really hope that my defense has gotten better. So the biggest lessons I want y'all to take away from this is, one, I want you to always be moving around your decoy tokens to waste time. Two, I want you to make sure that we're double checking rules, so like things like the flashbang and shooting through red walls isn't going to happen. And three, make sure that you do not let the attacker gain map control and cut off your rotation pathways, which is what he was able to do. Four, even though you have a timer, take your full, if you are in a bad position, take your full time to try and make a more rational decision. If I, instead of getting tunnel vision and rushing Pulse down through admin, if it instead dropped through spiral stairs, I could have potentially gotten 2 kills and completely changed the shape of the game. Unfortunately, I did not. And so I think the things that ruined that game for me were I didn't move my decoy tokens around enough, and so Jack was able to get in really quickly. I didn't take my full time, and so made rash decisions like with Pulse. And also, if you're holding a key lane that's blocking the attacker from coming somewhere, don't rotate it out sometimes. What allowed Jack to make that push is when I was holding straight stairs with Castle from the meeting room, and I moved him into the waiting room. And that opened Thermite up to jump down, and Thermite and Ash to push down straight stairs, just right into the meeting room, which is what I was not able to do. And also, finally, maybe if you have the ability to go and flip the bomb token and win, maybe don't alert your opponent for the sake of a better ending, because if he had moved Thermite out, and if I hadn't, told him he could activate a third operator, I could have walked in and won anyway. But also, I think I did that because I didn't think it would be a fair victory, because Jack was playing way better than me that game anyway. So those are the lessons I want you to learn for playing the Defenders. I hope this has been a fun gameplay and gameplay analysis video for you this week. Next week, we are going to be having the final part of the 2-part series for the Tactical Inventory gadgets. The Defender gadget is what we're going to break down. We've got a map breakdown for Consulate coming soon, and part 2 of the Operator breakdown series. So subscribe so you guys don't miss any of that stuff, and we'll see you next week.